The more I get into this, bro, the more I begin to understand what's being said. And as we dive deeper into this, I hope you can understand the same thing. You feel me? Because this is something that's been going on for a long time. And, they make it seem like it's something new that's been being said, but it's not. It's not. This is not. As we get into this video, you'll see what I'm saying. This is not something new. This is not something new. So, we just going to take off and we're going to get into it because there's no reason for me to say anything. I'm going to let it speak for itself. So, we're going to jump right into it. Let's go. Let's go, man. Welcome. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you sub up for more content, because I'll be doing this every day and we're going to keep it going, but let's go.
So I just came across a Haitian woman's post who was pretty much denouncing what that Haitian woman said on that podcast, right? But the way she addressed us was as African Americans. So I was going to go to her comments and tell her, thank her for her, you know, message, but also to make sure that she does not address us as African Americans. We are Black Americans. Before I did so, there was already a comment there. And the comment told her, thank you, but we're Black Americans. Her response to that comment was, what's the difference? And this is
Big
what we talk
difference.
about. Y'all be disrespectful on purpose. Because if someone is telling you that they are not what you call them and you choose to dismiss that, that's disrespectful. You don't call a Chinese a Japanese. You don't call Jamaicans Haitians. You don't call a Liberian a Nigerian, do you? No. Y'all be respectful and y'all address them by what they are. But when Black Americans tell you do not call us African, y'all take that shit as a fucking joke. And this is the reason why we must delineate because y'all don't know how to respect us.
That's just being real.
Who you are?
We're Americans. Swedish. Blackfoot.
Chinese.
Retards.
In South Carolina, when I come through there, I'm a chief.
Okay.
I'm a chief. On my mama's side of the family, they Indians. They Taino Indians. And most people don't know.
Well, I did kind of like research my ancestry when I wrote my book. So that's in the beginning of my book.
So what all traces back? Where you mostly from?
Oh, Alabama.
I have
Alabama.
What are you? Indian or something? Nah, Indian would have been smart. I'm not gonna let me ride in.
Sharpton says that we all look the same. Actually, we don't.
People don't understand. Black people did not just come from Africa. Black people were already in the States. And people got to do their history to understand Black people were already in the States. People don't know that though. They don't get that.
a lot of people in America. That's a whole nother conversation.
Is it here? Why isn't this just for Black people?
Well, Black people are Native Americans. We've had, a lot of proof that, some of us started here in this land. Everybody wasn't brought over from Africa. So, we have to, like you say.
Can I just end with this one thing? These four brothers sitting here, we didn't all come from Africa. And there was a country before 1492, and our history goes way beyond 1492. So you can't start us at 1492. We were always here.
Wow.
To everybody that calls me Somali, I'm not fucking Somali. I'm not Somalian. I'm not from Africa. I don't identify with anything African. I am African American. Okay? African Americans are a new breed of Africans. Okay? We're not from Africa. We're from America. I was born in New York. We're not the same thing.
Not
We're
the
not.
same.
We're black. That's an American thing. Black isn't anywhere else besides America. We are a new tribe. Okay? We don't look nothing like y'all. We don't talk nothing like y'all. We don't dress nothing like y'all. Know the
Y'all
difference.
dress like us though.
We are not the same at all. Period. Point blank. Have a nice night. Have a good day.
All right. When I saw this video with Muhammad Ali,
I'm gonna tell you it's crazy because this stuff started so long ago. We were saying this in the 60s and 70s, and I'm like going, wait, how did I notice that then?
I was a little taken back, the same way you're gonna be when you watch this video. And the reason is because of this. My entire life, when it came to racism in America, I always thought it was basically the color of my skin. I thought because I was black, that is the reason why me and my people were oppressed. I didn't have any idea that it had anything to do with status. So when I saw this video and what happened to Muhammad Ali, it hit me like a ton of bricks because one, of the time frame, and two, how everything occurred. And it forces you to ask yourself so many questions. Watch this video.
At the time in 1958, we couldn't eat in the restaurants in Louisville. We couldn't eat downtown. One day I saw two Africans go in with their robes and their turbans. They couldn't speak English. I heard the man say, "Let him in, they're not Negroes."
You heard that?
Wow.
Now, for clarity purposes, let's play it again.
Wow.
One day I saw two Africans go in with their robes and their turbans. They couldn't speak English. I heard the man say, "Let him in, they're not Negroes."
Okay. Now that we heard what he said loud and clear, what could be the reason why Africans will be treated differently than Negroes at that time? If we were taught that Negroes are actually the long-lost descendants of Africans, think about that.
One day I saw two Africans go in with their robes and their turbans. They couldn't speak English. I heard the man say, "Let him in, they're not Negroes." I said, something's wrong. I can't say it's because I'm black, because they're so black and they're blue, but they went in. So I said, well, I get my Olympic gold medal, then I'll go in. I went and got my gold medal, went back in, ordered 2 cheeseburgers, and they said, sorry, we don't serve Negroes. I said, I don't eat them either, just give me 2 cheeseburgers. And she said, "You getting smart." She called the manager and he said something about, "I don't care who he is." She said, "She's like, I don't care who he is." Anyway, the motorcycle gang came in. We had this fight, you read it. But the idea was I couldn't eat that, so I got so angry.
This would stun anybody who's not used to hearing that we have no direct relation to Africans as far as genealogy is concerned. By the way, that also includes our direct bloodline. You know, how they like to say that a genealogy DNA test can determine our historical genetic makeup by bloodline. Now, if you think about the scenario that Muhammad Ali just described, you would know that the Negroes of America are totally different from any other people from another continent, even if they do share the same skin complexion. And this also exposes that racism had nothing to do with a person's skin tone in general, because it was strictly based on a person's status with this U.S. government. Meaning whatever the government chooses for Negroes is how it ought to be.
Think about it.
Under the color of their laws. And that's not right, is it? I mean, they could tell a difference between a Negro and an African, but you can't.
As you can see in this video, we weren't classified by the color of our skin. We were classified by a status. But something very important they showed us here. They also showed us something they lied to us about. If we were African Americans and descendants of the Africans, they would have respected us as such. They didn't look at us as descendants or brothers of Africans. They looked at us as two separate entities. Meaning what? One, we didn't come from over there. Two, your whole entire Atlantic slave trade shit goes in the goddamn toilet. Because you have actual Africans that you respect their status when they're here, but then you have the actual African Americans you made up here that you basically statused off as Negro. Meaning what? They're two separate entities.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
So
that's shit is crazy, bro.
No longer respect the racism or the black or the white because it's nothing but a status. And if you think about the time frame this occurred, you'd be absolutely stunned. Could you imagine being a black person then and just every time you seen something of your color, it was getting stomped on. And then one day you saw something of your color and it was treated as if it was white? That would absolutely blow you away. But what it really should be doing is educating you.
Yeah.
Like this video should be. Because now you know that they know your status. And they know you're not from Africa or a slave. And for what reason are they trying so hard to reclassify the American Negro? Why is it the black man from this land needs to be reclassified multiple times, 6, 7, 8 times and lied to? Why is it? Why do they go through so much trouble to suppress this man? Because he's the original man. But when the mind's blind, the eyes can't see.
Even if you are not,
crazy,
you're not African. You've never been African. The truth is out. Now, if you just love Africa so much and you just can't let go, then goddamn it, so be it. Have at it. But what I ask you guys not to do is, if you're not going to accept it and do the research yourself, please don't hinder somebody else from figuring it out. What we don't realize as Black America is, once we get past all of these roadblocks, we'll start to see that America owes us more than what they can repay us. And the only reason they haven't paid us back is because we haven't figured it out. You're not African. You've never been African.
Mandinka. What cool stuff that you talking about? That's African. I know African. Well, I'm Mandinka. We're proud people. And I'm American. I was born here. My mammy and my daddy was born here. And my daddy's daddy. I know Africa. Bad time all that.
She said, I ain't know Africa. I ain't know Africa.
What cool stuff that you talking about? That's African. I know Africa. Well, I'm Mandinka. We're proud people. And I'm American. I was born here. My mammy and my daddy was born here. And my daddy's daddy. I know Africa. Bad time all that.
They are Caribbean.
No.
They've been
What is
saying
it?
this shit
Okay.
for so
People that
long.
come from Jamaica, what do you call them?
I low-key don't even know.
What do you mean you don't know? What do you call someone that comes from Jamaica? What is their ethnicity?
They're Jamaican.
Why don't you call them African Jamaicans?
Because you're not African. They're not from Africa.
Jamaicans? Okay, so when did Jamaicans get to Jamaica and when did Black Americans get to America?
Jamaicans, oh my gosh, here you go again.
Starting to think a little bit now, aren't we? When did Jamaicans get to Jamaica? Answer the question.
They were just there, I guess.
No,
I don't know. Are they from Africa?
What?
I don't
You don't
know.
know.
Oh my
You
God.
don't know where the majority of the people from the transatlantic slave went to. Do you know?
No.
They went to the Caribbean and they went to Brazil, South America. And the small percentage of the people that came from the transatlantic slave trade that came to America got to America at the same time that Jamaicans that came from Africa got to Jamaica. So how they just stop, hold on. I want you to let's I'm having a teacher moment. How are Jamaicans just Jamaican and they're not from Africa, but melanated people from America are African American and they're from Africa. But both of those people got to this side of the world at the same exact time. How are they Jamaican and we're African American? Explain that.
Because we're in America, so.
But they're in Jamaica. What continent is Jamaica in?
It's in.
No, wouldn't they be African
I don't
Jamaican?
know.
You don't know what it's in North America, sweetheart.
Okay.
So then the thing that you would say, if we're African Americans, then Jamaicans are African Jamaicans, right?
I mean.
What do you mean? I mean, if both of our people got to this side of the world at the same exact time, how are we African Americans and not just Americans? And how are they Jamaicans and not African Americans? Where does what are you like? Where is it?
I don't know. I guess because like.
Because what?
I mean, that's a good question. Honestly, I don't really know.
That's the problem because a lot of people are uneducated. Most of the do you know
black?
Huh?
So you don't. So you consider yourself as a black person?
I'm a black American. Do you know the people that were classified on paper as black?
Yes, but
who are they?
But you're African though, because your ancestors are from Africa.
What ancestors do people that come from Brazil? Where do their ancestors come from?
I'm going to say Africa.
People that come from Japan, where do their ancestors come from?
I'm going to say Mongols.
No, they come from Africa because all life and people came from Africa, correct?
Yeah.
So by that logic, everybody's an African, correct?
Right.
So would you consider Jamaicans black? Or no, I'm sorry, would you consider Japanese people black?
Oh no.
Why not? If they all came from Africa, like the logic that you just gave me.
Man.
Because they got mixed in with other things.
Just like we did. We got mixed in with Native Americans and we got mixed in with the portion of the population that came from Africa. So we got mixed in with Native Americans just like they got mixed in with other people as well. So by that logic, if you just because you just use the logic with me, you just said you're black if you come from Africa. So if all life came from Africa, Asians, Indians, people from Australia, even Europeans, if all life that came to existence started in Africa, by that logic, all people are black, correct?
Right.
So then your logic isn't making any sense then.
I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
I want you to imagine a continent of people who sold black folk into slavery, a whole continent, right? And imagine 100 years later, right? 100 years later, you're still going through the struggle of slavery and Jim Crow and civil rights and so on and so forth. Another 100 years down the drain, you're following Jim Crow still. Your people being hung. In another 100 years, you're still in the fields. In another 100 years, you got to fight to get out of this goddamn turmoil that the whole continent of people have put you in, right? And imagine waiting for those 400 years for these Africans that sold you to this nation of people to come rescue you. And imagine they never come. They never come. And all our fighting is done. Civil rights, you know, we fighting to vote. We fighting for equal rights to shop in certain grocery stores, to get real food, to just walk across the street without getting shot, right? We're fighting all these atrocities, right? And we're still looking for our African brothers and sisters from a whole continent of people to come save us, and they never come. Our fight is nearly complete. We've succeeded. Now, we're gaining status here in this new land in America. We're gaining riches and wealth, structure, order, right? Imagine our fight was so loud and prevalent that it was sounded across the world, what we've done. Now everybody wants to come to America, the land of the free, the land of the great, that we produced from our fighting, from our marching, from our dying, some even killing, to get to the top to where we're at now, to a place where American blacks can be looked at as the center of the universe, the salt of the earth, right? The blueprint. Now imagine if America, the same land that we were sold to, all the people that sold us come move here, right? They move right under our feet, right? And America is so hateful to us being God's children that they put into slavery and did all these atrocities to that we've overcome. So now all these Americans, these so-called white Americans, are angry now because of our fight, our cause, and what we've accomplished, right? So they bring all these other nation of people who they were in league with that put us in slavery and give them all these benefits to try and hurt us, to try to make us crash out. No, we focus now, baby. We there. We found it now. We grounded. We know what our foundation is now. It's God and Christ. That's our foundation. We now learned that we don't need nobody else. But now that our success looks so shiny and bright like a new penny, a new coin, now we got Africans coming over here. They black now. They black. And when we don't accept them, you know, it's from the people that called us kata from a whole continent and sold us to these white folks. Now they want to be black. Now they want our reparations. Now they want our fight. They want to go join the Congress and the government to fight for our reparations and for our rights. We don't need y'all. I thought we proved to y'all after the first 100 years we didn't need y'all. The second 100 years, it became pathetic. We seen that we were alone. The third 100 year, we started planning. We started seeing other ways to come out of this shit like this is not us. We're not supposed to be like this. And that last year we fought. We fought like hell. We even came up with some great leaders. Martin, Malcolm, Gaddafi, me. Thank God I'm still here. But back to the point at hand. Why would we now accept Africans? Why would we let you guys tether into us after all that we've been through? And the biggest question is, why would we let you come over here and talk crazy about us and talk crazy to us? After knowingly, some of you were here during our fight and you've seen visually what we've accomplished. And you still disrespect us and try to degrade us. I think we're the most important and special people in the world. And I think we do better off alone. With ourselves. We don't need nobody else. We've proven that time and time again, but a lot of us still look towards the government, the same people that had us in slavery, to vote out of this goddamn condition. We can't vote out of this. We got to get up and take it. By any means necessary, we have to take it. Just like they took this land. We have to take it. We're dealing with a take it nation. These people took us. You think they're going to give us back us and what we belong? And they're going to give us our land back, our riches? You think they're going to give that back to you after all this 400 free years of labor and got these people trillions of dollars in their pockets? You think they're going to give us up now? You think they're going to bend the rules to fit us? You see, we still can't even get a white man that's indicted that slapped the man in Cincinnati. We can't even get his ass indicted. That just tells you where we're at. We still have enemies, and all these nations that live around us that benefit from us are our enemies. They haven't come to our rescue, and they will not come to our rescue. The only person that's going to save us is God and Christ, those beautiful black men up there out of this whole world. Black folk, keep being black. Keep being you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stand strong, stay founded, stay grounded, and stay selfish. I love you.
Subject that we need to talk about. When I say black, she freaks out. She loses her mind. They don't want to.
I think it's African American. Let me say something. Go ahead. Okay, hey guys, hold on. Let's do a poll. If you are a black person, do you want to be called black or African American?
Put black downstairs. Put BLACK. By the way, that is my code name.
That's too much music.
And I'd like you young people to understand it.
Now, leading the social political consciousness, and we are
will always
parents,
be the Africans. They've got their own country.
Dang
they
shit.
were born in
That's
Africa.
real.
Africa is
That's
their
real,
country. You're
That's real Black Talk TV.
The white man gave you that name, and that's what you are. The Africans have nothing to do with the Negroes in the United States. They walk away in a minute and say, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm whatever, and I'm African, and I'm black, and I've got my own country. So that's it. I do not deny my relationship. I'll be an Indian until I die.
Damn.
Black Americans aren't African.
we're American. The continent of Africa is not the motherland. America is. America's way older than the continent of Africa. Why do you think America's all through America is built up and Africa's not? Come on now, you guys got to do your math. Stop listening to these colonizers who told you Africa's the motherland and everybody's African. Come on now, stop. They literally are using the Charles Darwinism theory of everybody evolved from Neanderthals, and they were trying to say that black people were the Neanderthals. That's why everybody traces back to Africa. And it's false. It's bullocks. It's bull crap, right? We know the American lands are way older, way prominent, way more significant than the continent of Africa. I mean, literally, guys, the access to fresh water here is unbelievable. On the continent of Africa, they only have 9% of the world's fresh water. This is why most of them are malnutrition or malnourished, excuse me. It's not because of they're not getting enough help. No, they're getting the most help out of every single continent in the entire world. They are number one when it comes to foreign aid, right? So it's not because they're not getting help. They're literally the biggest charity case in the world, right? The world is donating to the continent of Africa, yet the continent's still not built up. They're still having water problems. They're still having food problems. They're still having electricity problems, right? It's because that land is not the motherland. That land is actually the most malnourished land in all of the world, okay? That's why everybody flocks to America, bro. You notice everybody vacations everywhere in the world except Africa, bro. Nobody says, oh, I'm about to go vacation to Africa. All right, I understand they got the year of repatriation, all of that great stuff, trying to get all of us back to Africa. We're not from Africa. We are the American Indians, the copper-colored Americans, the Americans who Christopher Columbus and the many explorers found when they got here. All right? This is our stuff. This is our land. This is our history. This is our culture. Why do you think the world follows us? Why do you think the world loves our culture? Why do you think the world copies everything we do? Because we are the promised people from the promised land. All right? Period. Welcome to the cookout.
Oh, that was funny.
Black Americans.
Okay, y'all. So this is kind of bothering me. So I really don't understand what is so hard to comprehend about the fact that Black Americans are actually Americans. We're not immigrants. We're not from somewhere else. We're not from some unknown la la land. We are actually Americans. There was this like African lady. I don't even know. I think she must have been West African. I don't really know where she was from specifically, but we were having a conversation. I was just trying to explain to her about the Black American experience and a little bit about our history, and telling her that, you know, we are actually Americans. And she kept going back and forth trying to rebuttal me and saying that, no, we're African and we're, you know, nobody's actually American. There's no such thing as really being an American unless you're Native American. And, you know, basically trying to say that I'm just a lost in the sauce, or we're all, as Black Americans, we're just a bunch of lost in the sauce people that don't know who we are, where we came from, and we're really just lost Africans. And then she goes on to say, you know, because of course I'm combating her like, no, we're American. Like, you know, I'm telling her the history. We've been here since the 1600s. Like, that's when the first slaves got over here. You know, we're a mixture of all different parts of the West African coast and Central Africa, and then we got blood from other ethnicities, and now we are what we are. And then she says, why do you want to be American so bad? As if I'm like a foreigner or an immigrant that's like fighting to have my American identity. I don't need to fight to have an American identity because I am an American. So it's like, what do you mean, why do I want to be an American so bad? Why do I want to be American so bad? What else am I supposed to be? What else would I claim to be other than what I am? I can't claim to be from where she is from West Africa. I can't claim to be from there. If somebody was to ask me, oh, what is your ethnicity? And if I entertain the idea that I'm not American, and I say, oh, I'm from Africa. Oh, really? What part of Africa are you from? Oh, I don't know. Because I'm not actually from Africa. You know, it's just that, you know, some of my ancestors were brought over here in 1619. So I just, you know, figured, you know, I guess I'm an African. Oh, well, tell me a little bit about your African culture. I don't have anything to tell you because I don't have any African culture to tell you about, because I don't have any African culture. I don't have any African tribe. I'm not a part or affiliated with any of that. Like, I just really don't understand what is so hard to grasp about that. Like, it's like you come over here and you don't learn anything about the people who built the country. You don't learn anything about the people who live here. You just make all these assumptions and project all of these ideas onto people that you don't technically really know anything about,
They
and it's
was
very
told all these
obnoxious. Like,
things.
there was another lady, I think I don't even know what country she was from either, and I think she was from East Africa or somewhere. She kept trying to call me like a Bantu or saying that I'm a Bantu, and I'm not from Africa. I'm not Bantu. I am not any of those tribes. Okay, I'm not African. I am Black American. We are not from Africa. Yes, we have ancestral DNA of the West African people, but we're not African, guys. We are actually Americans, foundational Americans. We were a part of the building of this country that we now call the United States of America. I'm not saying that we're not trying to take anything away from the Native Americans who will always have that place as this being their land and this is their homeland, this is the originals. Nobody's trying to take that from them. But we are foundational to what is now the United States of America. It's like they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Like, no, where are you really from? Where are your grandparents from? Where is this from? No, you couldn't just be from America. You got to be from somewhere else. No, I don't have to be from somewhere else. I don't. I'm American, a real American, not an immigrant. Okay, I don't have to be from somewhere else. Being a Black American, if you want to keep it all the way real, is a flex. Because even though our history is kind of really fucked up, we were a part of building a society that people all around the world want to be a part of. So don't try to take that away from us. And if you're a Black American, don't ever let nobody try to make you think that being a Black American is not a flex, because it absolutely is.
OCO, Halito fam. Got another good one. This information right here I'm about to get comes from the book, The First People of South Carolina Low Country. Let's get right into it. This right here is just a list of some of the tribes around the Low Country area. If you say you're Gullah Geechee and you're from the Low Country of South Carolina, you should know what these areas already are. Because these are areas, if you live in the Low Country of South Carolina, that you hear these type of areas every day, whether it's on the news or within your everyday travels. Let me move out the way so y'all can check it out. Got the Edisto. All right, we all know about the Edisto. If you know about the Low Country, Kiowa, you hear that every day. Stone Note, you hear that every day. You know what I'm saying? And various other tribes that they talking about on this list. But let us move on. All right, check this out. When English colonists began settling around Charleston Harbor, as these settlers pushed southward from Charleston toward the former Spanish settlement of Santa Elena, okay, if you're familiar with the Low Country and you're from that area, and you say you Gullah Geechee, you should know that that's St. Helena Island, another seacoast island. Let us move on. An early visitor to South Carolina returned to London and published in 1682 a physical description of the indigenous people he had encountered around Charleston. The natives of the country are from Immortal Aborigine Indians, a deep chestnut color, their hair black and straight, a deep chestnut color. Now, I know that we ain't colorblind or nothing like that. We all know what a deep chestnut color is. Okay? We all know what that is. I mean, let's keep it real. Let us move on. Point I'm making is this. When you're trying to deal with the history or the culture of the Gullah Geechee, the true history, you have to know certain timelines. You cannot throw everything into one pot and combine all the timelines. You can't do it like that. You know? Factual, we always call different things at different times. You know? But if you know how to connect the dots, you see how this all ties together. But we got to do our research to stay up on things like that. It is plain to see, and it's plain and simple to see that the people that came from around the seacoast islands of South Carolina and up into the coastline are original Indians that were always here. We were always here. Big shout out to everybody that's on their grind and staying in the lab, you know what I'm saying, and doing their studies, staying on that grind. Keep on bringing this good information that we fucking with, you know. Ocio, Halito, as above, so below, as.
How many of y'all have a grandmother named Willie Mae?
Everybody.
Anime, Lula Mae,
Everybody.
Edna Mae, Ida Mae. How many of y'all have a grandmother named that? Or a great grandmother named that? Where do y'all think those names come from? Do anybody ever thought about that? Those were indigenous names that had to be changed over into American society. Like, for instance, maiden meant maiden.
Man, I hate to say this, bro. Look, bro. Me and all my brothers was raised by a woman, and a lot of cousins, and none of us are on that side of the spectrum. So I don't know where y'all be getting some of these ideologies from, because it was gay men way back in the Roman days. No, so I don't know where we get that we think that people or dudes that are raised by women. This is something that's been going on forever, bro. So for us to come up with and say that is the reason, come on now, bro. It's been going on too long. It's been happening for a long time. Way before, this time. We're talking thousands of years ago, that stuff has been going on. So it can't be the way that people are being raised or the way kids are being raised. It's something other. It's something more than that. I don't know. It might be a virus or something like that, but that's not the reason, bro. Come on now.
Which was woman, queen, goddess, matriarch. That's what that meant in indigenous tribes, right? So Annie meant favor, a woman of favor. So favorist maiden would be an indigenous name to somebody. So when you change that name over to fit into American society, you say Annie Mae. Eula, which is E-U-L-A, that was like a good speaking maiden. Eula Mae was like a good speaking. I don't know how to put it, but like Eula comes like from the word eulogy. So eulogy is like a presentation, a spoken word, a blessing of some sorts like that, right? So Eula Mae was like good speaking maiden. That's what a name would be. So if you wasn't a part of the hierarchy, because if you had Mae on the end of your name, you was called a maiden, you was part of the hierarchy in indigenous tribes. So if you didn't have that distinction,
understandable,
you would get named after something of nature, like Myrtle, or Pearl, or Lily, or Daisy. You see what I'm saying?
Man.
You see, my mother's mother was an Annie. My father's mother was a Ruby. It's indigenous.
Call my Aunt Annie right after this video.
All through my damn family, both sides. So in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, or whatever, black people or indigenous people of this land could not claim it. They would kill you if you claimed your native tribe or said it out loud. My grandma was almost 90 years old when she died, and she was part of the silent generation.
102.
Our grandmothers, great grandmothers, they refused to talk. They were very stoic. They didn't tell us about slavery. Have y'all noticed that? They didn't tell us stories about Harriet Tubman. All of these things we learned in school because our grandparents and our great grandparents were silent. They didn't tell us nothing. They didn't teach us nothing because some of them came from indigenous tribes, some of them did come from slaves, but they had so much fear in them. They could not speak about their ethnicity, their true ethnicity, their indigenous nature, their indigenous heritage. You know what I mean? When the $5 Indians came in and started claiming these names, claiming themselves as Indians and Native Americans or whatever, that forced our people to be silent, to not tell them their truth. That's why our grandmothers was in that silent generation. How many of y'all have a grandmother named Willie Mae, Annie Mae, Lula Mae, Edna Mae, Ida Mae? How many of y'all have a grandmother named that?
That's crazy.
Or a great grandmother named that? Where do y'all think those names come from? Do anybody ever thought about that? Those were indigenous names that had to be changed over into American society. Like, for instance, maiden meant maiden, which was woman, queen, goddess, matriarch. That's what that meant.
The pictures is beautiful though. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Ida Mae. Fannie Mae. Huh. Jannie Mae. My Aunt Rutha Mae. Hattie Mae. We got, I know a lot of us got some Hattie Mays. Dang, I got a Willie Mae in my family. I, everybody probably got a Willie Mae. My bad, y'all. I just be wanting to see these old pictures. Dang, 1932, bro. Oh wow, Freddie Mae. Man, that's a oh we went back to paper bags too. No more plastic. Dang man, it's just as only thing I can say is yeah, Joni Mae, huh? It's crazy, bro. We go back such a long way. I don't like we came so far as people in general. We came so far and we just a beautiful people. Like, like period point blank. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Look at this shit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Willie Mae Simmons. Hey. Hey, that's my girl family. The Simmons. Dang. Lily Mae. Dang, bro. I don't, yeah, the just the beauty in this right here alone. You feel me? And one thing I would like to say before I end this video is think about this, right? Think about this. All these people that we seeing right here, they had their own feeling about things that were happening. Probably was worse than what's going on with us. But look what's left. This is what's left. Pictures, memories, pictures, memories. That's it. Pictures and memories. The pictures hold memories. So we can run around, we can bump heads, we can run into walls, we can believe what we want. But one day, this is what we gonna be. Pictures and just memories. Because that's all we are anyway. So you can have whatever belief you run around with right now, and it sounds good. It might hold a little weight for a while. But this is what it's gonna be. So whatever you doing, you better make the best of it. You better enjoy it. If that's what you enjoy doing and that's what you want to do, you better enjoy it. Because this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to turn into right here. So you can run around. You can, you can start shit. You can have everybody funking. You can have everybody bumping their heads, running into the wall, believing all these different things. But, you're just going to be a memory after a while. That's why I say, bro, make the best of life. Enjoy it with the ones that you love, and that's what you can do. Because all this other bullshit, it really don't mean anything, bro. It really don't. It doesn't. Because this is what it's gonna end up being right here. It said, let me see. Let me see what you said. But anyway, black people's been on this land called America since the beginning of life when it first been created. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we didn't and then lived in every which way possible, bro. We done been through every torment. We done been kings, queens. You feel me? We done been through every torment possibly known to the life of just a human being. You feel me? And each one of these lives that we live, they come and they go, bro. You feel me? That's why, like, only thing we can do is cherish this shit, bro. We can cherish this shit and live life and make the best of it because, you know, you won't look at it now, but once you get like this age, you gonna be like, golly, you feel me? I didn't wasted my time doing all this other stuff. I didn't even have time to enjoy life. You feel me? I didn't even have time to enjoy it. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, believing in all these different interpretations of what life is, trying to think I'm spreading a message. Because in my mind, the message always sounds good to us, ourselves individually. The message always sounds platinum. But as I go through these pictures of all these Aunt Mays that lived throughout time, Aunt May came in every which way you can think of. Aunt May came in every which way possible you can think of, every shape, every color. She came to this place and was the same thing. You feel me? Came to this place and was still a May in every which way, and we still don't understand it. We still don't get it. We still don't get it. On that note, I'm about to be out of here as I look through these pictures of the ones that was here before us. You feel me? Because we got so much to say. We feel like we know everything and we know a lot. But I'm telling you, that knowing is going right there on that picture. 100 years from now, we going to be these pictures right here. Except we going to have videos. Our picture's going to be a lot more clear. You feel me? The Whoopi go. Our picture's going to be a lot more clear. You feel me? So, yeah. Yeah, be out then. Be out. Go share some spiritual understanding. Cause this is what we do. You feel me? This is what we do, bro. This is what we do all the time. This shit is now it's weird to me. Now it's weird to me. Now I see that's why, you know, I don't follow a lot of yeah, every different way you can think of. And this is how, you know, as humans, how we live life. And a lot of people is not going to understand it. You feel me? They going to want to spread a message or spread this old crazy stuff all the time, bro. And keep our heads wrapped around something that's going to keep us confused. That's going to keep us scared. That's going to keep us running, you feel me, from ourself. But you know, with that being said, I'm gonna be out, bro, because you know, I get to talking about this stuff, we ain't gonna understand it. You feel me? The average mind is not gonna understand because the average mind is stuck in the illusion, and we're gonna be stuck in the illusion. So since we stuck in the illusion, a lot of times it's best to keep people stuck in the illusion. Why not? You feel me? That's what you want to be in. You want to be in the illusion. You feel me? That's why you keep creating it. That's why you keep following it. That's why you keep on, you know, that's the thing that everybody strive for, is for the illusion. You feel me? Not even your illusion. People don't even know how to create their own illusion nowadays. People want the illusion that's already been put forth before them. And I'm going to just leave it with that, bro. If you don't understand that, then yeah, man, stay in it. Stay swimming in it. I'm going to watch. I'm going to sit back. I'm just the watcher now. That's it. I'm the watcher, and this is me watching, saying thanks for watching this, and man, stay blessed, bro, man, you know, stay close to the ones that's close to you, you feel me, and on that note, peace out, I'll see y'all next time.